There are so many in the world that want your attention. There are movements and ideologies that want you to fuel them. There are television stations and radio broadcasts that want you to watch. Family members, friends, and so-called foes want your agreement, approval, and validation. Essentially, it is your hatred of yourself and God. You can't hate yourself without hating God, because you and God are inextricably joined forever. Knowing better than someone is hatred. Being able to analyze someone or their motives is hatred. Breaking down a whole into separate parts that never existed hatred. Hatred seems to oppose the wholeness of us, but that is all it can do. It can only seem to oppose. And this is due to the move to the new Earth timeline, as well as the powerful solar frequencies occurring now with your sun's soul. And so, the process of releasing from your energy bodies all that will not resonate with that timeline is equally powerfully now. Many are feeling exhausted, a bit weak and ungrounded, dizzy or confused at times. You may go to speak some phrase and a related yet different word comes forth, as if your brain had switched tracks or could not quite keep up with your intention. Now, few people are as outright evil as the dark controllers are. However, many people on Earth at this time prioritize either the strength of their own nation or the strength of what they perceive as their group, or some supposed greater good over the well-being and freedom of others. Several countries also have considerations that basically say that at all times you must be working to protect your nation from the worst possible thing that your rival could do. Conquering or exploiting innocent other countries is a viable option if that makes you safer or better able to defend yourself. There are and always will be countless people desiring that you shine your light upon them. You get to pick and choose where you place your focus. You get to choose what to light up in your life and what you will look at. In so doing, you focus on a vibration and attract more. You can look for the beauty in human hearts, and you will begin to notice it more and more. You can look at the chaos and see more and more. You can think of the crazy person yelling in traffic, and you'll see more of them. Or you can think of the hundreds of kind drivers and see plenty of them. You can look at the people doing horrible deeds and feel as if the world is falling apart. Or you can look at the billions of quiet, good souls and know they're holding your world together with their love. In reality, there is no hatred. Hatred appears because you wish to see it. As you are this powerful, all are this powerful. Hatred can never be more than an illusion you wanted to see, and every time you seem to see or feel or experience some aspect of it, it's because you would rather believe hatred to be real than to allow love to take over. When love takes over, your game of pretending that hatred is real is over. Love is what you and all are, and it is always here. Your willingness to look upon love helps you remember that hatred was only an illusion that you wanted to see. Once you don't need an illusion of a force that can oppose reality, the illusion disappears. At the heart of every feeling of tension is your belief that you really do need to see and experience a force that can oppose reality. When you can own this as your belief without projecting it out onto another, you hold the key to freedom. You are in the process of moving into telepathic communication and the processes of relaying and receiving information energetically, rather than with words and word thoughts. As you shift from being third-dimensional to fifth-dimensional beings, you are put on a more even par with your star family members. This can feel odd at times, though whole parts of your spirit and psyche will remember and adapt easily, welcoming back to your daily life those abilities that had long ago practiced. Time itself is also shifting powerfully, moving now at an increasing rate. Feeling at times to be utterly irrelevant in terms of how you live out your day. And in those moments, you will begin to realize that you are carrying out tasks during your waking hours that you've already laid the groundwork for in your sleep state. As you're working energetically as you travel out of body to various parts of the earth and beyond. But of course, if some countries are willing to exploit or conquer other countries to protect themselves from moves that their rivals could make, then everyone is unsafe. Then many countries start behaving in this more or less psychopathic way to ensure their own safety. If we remove the dark controllers and their institutions, then humanity will be much strengthened. You will be less poisoned. You will recover the technology that the dark controllers suppressed, and you will have less of your money and productivity stolen by them. However, then it's possible that whoever comes into power next won't conclude great. Let's now all live in peace. There could also be a movement by some people to seek to make nations much less powerful and establish a one-world government. And that could genuinely have good intentions, but that could become corrupted. And while I know that many people are very much against a one-world government, many others would support such an initiative. Be careful not to jump to conclusions based only on what you see and know. In a given lifetime, you can see only a small fraction of what is occurring on your earth. You will know only a small percentage of its population. You will only experience a few of the countless things you can experience. You can't draw conclusions about the way the world is or the way people are based on the news, the internet, or even the people you see around you. It is a vast and beautiful world. It is a buffet unlike any other in the cosmos. There is more diversity in your body's cells than in some of the other realities in which you could incarnate. You are not subject to anything seemingly separate that appears in a world of illusion. You can experience that you are subject to something separate. You can believe that you are subject to something separate. Indeed, you cannot experience that you are subject to something separate without the belief. You can view others who seem to be subject to something separate. This is all you can do. No matter what you view or experience in the dream, you can never make separation real. Every feeling of stress is your commitment to attempting to make separation real. Ego tells you that you need it to be real because ego is this very idea of separation. You remain when your attempt to make separation real disappears. While the idea of separate things and people is still hanging around, you can allow it to be used in the service of freedom for all by allowing spirit to direct your perception of all you see. Words can usher you to the gateway to the formless, and as you focus upon the formless, words can emerge to guide you. Spirit has a use for words while you still believe in them, so your job today is to remember to turn all over to Spirit. When you have taken up the reins again, you will feel it. Indeed, today is for helping you to see where you still hold on tightly to the idea of control of separate aspects of the world. As you can see where you are holding on tightly, Spirit supports you in letting go. And those moments are as real as any you experience while awake. The work you do in your sleep state, carrying out your Earth mission, is as real as those times that you lift an object off a table and place it elsewhere. You are experiencing the physical starting to recede in your perception of life, giving way to the full realization that everything is part of the great energetic flow of light and vibrational frequency. You are at play now with the very foundations of life itself. This is a great part of the forward movement of humanity now, and you are all at the forefront of that movement, lighting the way for many millions of others. And weather manipulation has created intense storms, intense flooding in some areas, while fire and drought affect other areas, amongst other goings-on. Have compassion for the souls trying to find their way back to the light. Believe in what you feel and know is right for you in your own heart. Believe that if you focus your attention on anything long enough, you will see more and more of it. Believe, dear ones, that you get to choose what kind of experience you will have on Earth. You don't get to control the behaviors or actions of others, but by your vibration, you attract the company you keep and how you feel and deal with the energies of the present moment. Coming from love with a focus on what is good and beautiful, you can choose where your attention will go and thus where your energy and soul will flow. Everyone is your helper on the journey home, and they are just waiting for you to stop judging them to realize that 100% of the judgment thoughts ego sends are untrue. If they are not who ego says they are, something you can get something from or something you need to avoid, who are these helpers? Today is for allowing Spirit to show you how loved and supported all of your helpers are. As you can see how loved and supported and cared for they are, you can accept that the same is true of you. Look outward not to see defect and danger, but to see a clear and shining reflection of the love you always hold within, no matter how covered up by an illusion of hate. Everyone has this power to look out and see a reflection of what is real inside. Share this power with all now and notice that you have it yourself. Humanity is opening up ever more fully to the solar light pouring onto the planet now, which speaks in tonal vibration, and in messaging that adjusts to the path of each individual receiving these light particles. This is waking you up, not only in terms of a growing human consciousness, but also on a soul level. And so, are you becoming more and more of who you truly are? We would say that your true self, your higher aspect, is emerging after many centuries of reduced consciousness and energetic oppression. Though you willingly entered into agreement to experience duality while in physical form, this has been nevertheless an experiment that has gone badly out of control. We see the damage inflicted upon spirits, souls, consciousness from a higher perspective, as well as your Earth. We work with you and many beautiful beings, including your soul families, to assist in reintegrating those parts of your soul, your Earth-based spirit and psyche that have fragmented,